What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Gorilla, and welcome everyone to WWE Royal Rumble 2020 review, the show from January 26, 2020. They were in Houston, Texas at the Minute Maid Park with the attendance of 42,715 WWE fans in attendance. Well, we're watching the 2020 the brand of Raw and SmackDown competing NXT as well. We'll get to that later. Under the promotion of WWE World Wrestling Entertainment. First of all, I just want to say sorry for this 1 week late debut. I mean, for this one. Sorry for this 1 week late delay of this review because after the whole thing happened with Kobe Bryant, with Gigi and 7 other passengers that unfortunately lost their lives last week. It was kind of hard for me to do reviews. Hard for me to do anything on social media. I mean, to a degree. But basically, we're doing videos overall. Um, Especially when it pertains to doing some with the asylum. It was kind of hard for me to to process everything that happened after the whole situation, and it was a little hard for me to do the Worlds Collide review as well. Until I started getting back into my groove a little bit there, but at the same time still thinking about this whole thing about why this had to happen to Kobe Bryant of all people, and not to mention his daughter and some other passengers, unfortunately, that were involved of the helicopter crash. So I do gotta say one thing that WWE on the show here, did they acknowledge Kobe Bryant, Gigi, and the certain passengers that unfortunately passed away. They basically made an announcement. Um this could they basically sent their condolences to the families and show a graphic of Kobe Bryant, who unfortunately died. With the 8 other passengers on the helicopter. It's really sad, you know, and um, nails. I could say then the rest in peace to those that lost their lives, and to the families. I'm very sorry for your loss. You know, I wish this never happened. I just wish it was just a dream, and we're and we we can know that they're still here with us. But I know they're up there right now, watching over us now, and it's it's something that you don't want to think about when someone who dies that way. You expect them to live longer than the unfortunately happened. So to Kobe Bryant, Gianna Marie Bryant, and the certain passengers, changed to the parents, the daughters, um, friends, the pilot, you know, rest in peace, and not, say to move on to the rest of this review. I'll talk about when they talk about the whole thing, once we get to that part. Um, but with that being said, let's get to this review. So later on, WWE made an announcement that the attendance for them being in Minute Maid Park, excuse me, Minute Maid Park. I made the same mistake too. I did the Asylum show. Well, I won't say the Asylum show. Basically, the after show of Impact Wrestling. Um, Basically, we're Mr. J21 from the Asylum. But anyways, WWE talk about tends to sun out and having the intense records in the Minute Maid Park, excuse me, of 42,715 fans in attendance. Basically, they set a new record for them. which is WWE, and they had to mention the fact that they beat Taylor Swift of her attendance record. Her attendance record was was close to the numbers too, but nowhere near what WWE's number was. And I say to myself, so you couldn't just leave it as you got this number and just left it alone. But no, you had to mention that oh yeah, we beat Taylor Swift. Who cares? It's WWE, stroking their own egos once again, that they had to be better than anyone on the mainstream. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe when I heard that. Yeah, it's gonna make Taylor Swift fans watch the product even more by saying that. Morons. But anyways, let's talk about who's there. Returns to being part of the show. Your commentators: Michael Cole, Corey Graves from SmackDown, Tom Phillips, Jerry King Lawler from Raw. Unfortunately, there was no Vic Joseph. I'm trying to find out what's going on with that whole thing, because I heard something about Vic Joseph or why he's been removed. But that's not here or there. And to be honest with you, do I really care? Do I even care about watching Raw anymore? Anyways, at the same time, I do want to know what's going on with that whole situation with Vic Joseph. Pertains to the Women's Royal Rumble commentators, you had Tom Phillips and Jerry King Lawler, and there was no one from the women's there that was to be there for to commentate for the Women's Rumble. So instead, we had Corey Graves instead. Yeah, that's a good pick there. Because he loves the Queen, Charlotte Flair, so much. We'll get to that later too. And then we change to the Men's Royal Rumble. You had Corey Graves, Michael Cole, and Booker T commenting for the Men's Royal Rumble. So Booker T made an appearance there, in the suit and everything, looking all good. And he's enjoyed watching the Royal Rumble match, and he wasn't part of the Royal Rumble match. Unlike some people that was saying that he was going to be in the Royal Rumble match because they saw him coming out there. Anyways, you got Spanish commentators, the German commentators. You got your global phenomenon commentators that we lost to stroke everyone's dick for that. I mean, they stroked their own dick for that. I meant to say that's what I'm to say. They did these stroked their own dick to let everyone know that yes, commentators. Your ring announcers were Greg Hamilton for SmackDown and for the Men's Rumble, and Mike Rowan for the Raw and Women's Royal Rumble match. Yeah, a lot of referees involved. For Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Well, actually, they're from Raw, SmackDown. Not I think about it. Not as I look at the names. Then it's at that point, anyways. Then Jessica Carr, who is a former NXT referee, who is now part of the main roster of being a referee. So yeah, there you go. For the your interviewers, you had Kayla Braxton and Sarah Scrabber. Scrabber. Sarah Scrabber. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Let's be honest, I really don't care. But hey, she's beautiful. She's beautiful though. I'll give her that. The pre-show panel featured and also sponsoratives. You had Jonathan Cushman, excuse me, David Otunga, Christian, Renee Young, Sam Robertson. Like anyone gives a crap about him. The pre-show features Sheamus defeating Chad Gable, and I'm not calling him by that other name. That's a 12 minutes and 35 seconds. Match I thought was pretty good. Then we get to Andrade CM Almas defending his WWE United States Championship, being accompanied by Selena Vega, his valet, defeating Humberto Carrillo in 14 minutes and 20 seconds, which I thought this match was good too. And the whole situation right now with Andrade CM Almas, with him still being the United States champion, while he's suspended for 30 days for failing the wellness program. No word of what he took. No word of why he got suspended in the first place of him failing the wellness program. But he's gone for 30 days, and he's still the United States champion. What they gonna do with the United States title tournaments this time? I don't know. They could do a tournament. They could do a battle royal. They could do whatever the hell they want. Because to be honest with you, I really don't care. But just want you to know how though about this whole thing with Andrade Cien Almas no longer being the United States champion, and what they and what how they resolve this. The next night after the Rumble on Raw, Humberto Carrillo takes out Andrade Cien Almas. Um, you know, first frustrated because Selena Vega cost him a title opportunity to be United States champion. So Humberto Carrillo win the match, but only by disqualification. And this ticked off Humberto Carrillo to attack Andrade and gives him the hammerlock DDT onto the exposed concrete floor, which is going to lead to Andrade almost being absent for the next 30 days. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, I guess. And by the way, they did a rematch between Sheamus and Chad Gable too on SmackDown. Basically, same result where Andrade, even though he didn't win on Raw, he still ends up being Nazi champion. But it's a different case with Sheamus. He wins the match from Royal Rumble and from SmackDown, or should I say Super SmackDown? That's what they call it during that whole weekend, or Super Bowl weekend. Yeah, whatever. The opening show, first of all, the stage itself, it's the exact same stage from last year. No effort into it whatsoever. I love the pyros though. Other than that, same stage. They didn't even try to make it look like to make it look like a Royal Rumble feel like. Ridiculous. Lazy. Idiots. Morons. Imbeciles. Nincompoops. That's what I gotta say about those guys. No effort whatsoever. But your opening match was Roman Reigns defeating King Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match that lasted 21 minutes and 20 seconds. The match I thought started pretty decent. Basically Roman Reigns met up with King Corbin in the alleyway while he's being carried by his royal securities. Off the race from there. So they basically start fighting outside the ring into the crowd. They use a couple of weapons. I think a broadcast table is used. Basically from the global phenomenon commentators. The ones that we always love to shove down our throats every time. Whenever there's a pay-per-view for WWE. But like that even matters anyways. It's just for them to waste time while the pay-per-view goes on because the pay-per-views are so freaking long at this point. But so we get to a part where Roman Reigns is getting beat up by Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, and all of a sudden we get the Usos come out to help Roman Reigns, their cousin, and they start fighting with Roode and Ziggler, and the whole thing with the camera shaky while the Usos and Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler are fighting is so freaking annoying. It's going to make me freaking nauseous. I wouldn't be surprised if I hear anybody feeling nauseous after the shaky camera angles that the shaky camera spots that they're doing when you're having these type of fights. And it's the same thing that they've been doing for years with the Shield. When the Ambrose was there, and it was annoying back then too. Where can you please hold the camera still? Like it's not. We can't see anything. We can't see straight with that. It's so fucking freaking stupid. Even when one of the Usos jumped off of the balcony, whatever, onto the Ziggler, Roode, and one of the other Usos, the camera had to shake the camera from that too. Like, and that's all the replay of it. How the cameramans hold the cameras. They're not holding it. Basically, they're not holding it like this. to do this, look into the lens. This is how they're holding it. And then they start and they start moving like this, like shaking the cameras, like that's Kevin Dunn's this is Kevin Dunn's fault. Kevin Dunn is so freaking garbage when it pertains to these camera shots too. And I'll get to more of that once we get to Edge. I thought that was ridiculous too. But we'll get to that later. So I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about with this one, but I'll get to that later. But it was so freaking annoying. Like that's not good TV. Hell, let alone it's not good pay-per-view TV. So annoying. And during that time too, because I heard about the Usos getting a haircut. I wanted to see how the haircut looked, but it was hard for me to tell if they got that type of haircut because I couldn't see because the cameras kept shaking the cameras. They say in an episode of Cops, with Cops, you can, when with those type of reality TV shows, Cops, you could get away with that. Not with wrestling. But then again, this ain't wrestling. Like, this is sports entertainment. Garbage. So we get to the match. Continue on, obviously. So we had a line of quarter potties, which I think it was about 6 quarter potties, whatever. But who's counting? So I thought it was funny that there was quarter potties there, which I thought that was a great idea. Especially being in that big stadium, where it pertains to a Royal Rumble event. I thought that's a great idea. With them having quarter potties, but it's starting Roman Reigns starting using the quarter potty as a weapon. But back to the whole quarter party thing. I think it's a great idea having a quarter party like that, where it seems to not just for the Royal Rumble, but also for WrestleMania, because who want to go out of their seats in the middle of the sections of the stadium to go to along the hallway when you can have a core party there if you could do your business there. Not trying to say you dumb, unless you're a little tiny dumb, but just saying. So for the men's, they could use a core party there. That way, who comes out next. One moment. So I thought that's a great idea to have a core party there. But then what pertains to the core parties, Roman Reigns is using the core party to King Corbin as a weapon. Send him into it and put him in there and push it down. And King Corbin come out there looking fine. Nothing blue on him, nothing brown on him, nothing a little white on him. I'm like, okay, well, what's the point of that anyways? Those look at me not that I wanted to happen anyways, because I don't want to see that anyways. But during that time too, when Roman Reigns was slamming King Corbin, or Roman Reigns was slammed on there by King Corbin, either way, but Roman Reigns got the better of him anyways. Michael Cole, you gotta love him, right? He said the quarter potty. Roman Reigns slams King Corbin into that equipment. I never heard anyone call a quarter potty in equipment before. And Michael Cole is the first one. What the hell? I couldn't help myself when I heard that. Oh man, that was hilarious. Oh man, but I think Corey Graves may say quarter potty later on, but I'm not saying he corrected him, but I'm not saying that Corey Graves corrected Michael Cole, but I could swear that Corey Graves said quarter party, and then Michael Cole said equipment. It's okay, Michael Cole. You can say quarter potty. It's not a bad word to say. So in the end, they were on something. I forgot what they called it. They were on. Wait, in fact, let me see if there's a note here. That could tell me what they were standing on. Oh, the dugout. Yeah, they're on top of the dugout. They'll fight on top of the dugout. Roman Reigns goes for a Superman punch to King Corbin. Then he goes for the spear, which it was the worst spear I ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen so many worse spears before, and one of them was from Roman Reigns, but this one tops it all. Roman Reigns to Roman Reigns is the worst spear. Maybe because he was afraid he might fall off the dugout, maybe. But it was wide anyway, so it was no. I don't think it was possible to fall down anyways. But maybe that's why he was fear of that, which is why he ended up delivering the worst spear to King Corbin. But he ends up winning with it anyway. So, and he thought that was the end of the feud. Wrong, because they continue on wrestling afterwards. And not in the Royal Rumble. Which I'll get to that later too, by the way, because I thought that was ridiculous. Why they didn't capitalize on that one, which I didn't want them to capitalize on anyways, but at least capitalize on them what pertains to your stories. We'll get to that later. So the match itself, I tried getting into it, folks. I mean, I got into it for a little bit, but then as it went by, I really couldn't get into it. And Rue Ziggler didn't help at all, especially with the Uso coming out there. That didn't help at all because not just because of the feud that that by the way just that feud too and all. They show the replay of of the feud continue on because of this whole thing Roman Reigns being covered with dog food on that SmackDown show back in 2019. And say myself, why can't you just show their previous feuds from TLC of why this match is still going on? No, they have to show that dog food segment that Roman Reigns was being poured on. Like anyone cares about that anyways. No one, I don't think no one cares about that anyways. Like seriously, and sure as hell, no one they care about that about having a super SmackDown from that Super SmackDown main event either. But or just weapon with King Corbin. But the point is, it was hard for me to get into this match too, not just because of the feud, but because of the whole incident happened with Kobe Bryant and his daughter and the other passengers that were on there. It was really hard for me to get to it, to the show itself until some matches happened on the show that they didn't maybe forget about it a little bit, just get my head out, my mind off of it. Basically, that's what I'm going to say. So yeah, so I was like, it was a match, that continue on afterwards. But potentially the feud of Roman Reigns and King Corbin. And sure as hell showed it too because WWE did Super Showdown. I mean, didn't say WWE Super SmackDown will pertains to a Super Bowl ridiculous. And they got Showdown for on their Saudi show. Money, right? Blood money. Anyways, King Corbin, they did a spot where King Corbin and Roman Reigns, I think it was a 6-man tag match, if I'm not mistaken. Don't know, don't care, because I didn't watch the show anyways, but King Corbin lost to Roman Reigns. It was something about, loser eats dog food. And what did the same thing that they did with Roman Reigns back in 2019 is the exact same thing they did with him and I'll talk this later. But the same thing they did with Reigns with the dog food from 2019. It's the same thing that they did with King Corbin for 2020. With this whole dog food thing. this is WWE SmackDown, which Fox paid $1 billion. $1 billion. Fox paid WWE that much money to see this type of shit show of every Friday night on Fox SmackDown, where I thought it was supposed to be a sports element type of feel, pertains to the SmackDown, but instead we get dog food and this pile of shit stained garbage that we get on Fox every Friday night on SmackDown. Hey, you guys have it though. I don't watch the show anymore anyway, so what do I know? Anyways, but it was after the match though when Michael Cole acknowledged, basically had we had Michael Cole acknowledged about the whole thing what happened with Kobe Bryant and the 8 other passengers that were on there the helicopter during the helicopter crash, that horrific helicopter crash, and that's when they showed the graphic of Kobe Bryant. Again, sad folks that happened with Kobe Bryant, Gigi, and the other passengers. So again, my heart, my condolences, my prayers, my sympathies, my everything, goes out to the families. So sorry for their loss, and so sorry for the victims that didn't make it, unfortunately. So okay, with that out of the way, let's get back on track here, and we can move on to the Dirty Women battle. I mean, the Dirty Women Royal Rumble match. I meant to say this. No, this ain't the WrestleMania one. It's the Dirty Women's Royal Rumble match, where the winner gets to face the women's champion of their choosing at WrestleMania 36. Pirate theme. The match lasted 54 minutes and 20 seconds. Here are your participants. They're number one, Alexa Bliss from SmackDown. One second, folks. Let me see something here. All right, let's just check some notifications too from my tablet this time. Okay, back to this. So yeah, like I said, Alexa Bliss, who enters number one from SmackDown, she ended up getting eliminated by Bianca Belair in 26 minutes and 34 seconds with 3 eliminations on Alexa Bliss's belt. Alexa Bliss, I thought she did this match. She did a very good performance in the match. I'll always crap on her performance. But this one, it was good. I thought it was good. Number 2 was Bianca Belair from NXT. She is eliminated by Charlotte Flair. I'll get to that later. And 33 minutes with 8 eliminations on her belt. Belair's performance in the match, she was dominant. She dominated, and she really showcased what she can do, to the other women that cross her path. Yeah, I thought she did pretty well. I think she was on the one who lasted longer in the Rumble too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she did. And had the most eliminations, the most eliminations too. And I'll get to someone else who also got the most eliminations too as well once I get to her. So yeah, great performances for Bianca Belair. Number 3 was not Molly Holly, but the Hurricane's sidekick. Holy sidekick, Hurricane. It's Mighty Molly. She needs to be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. Watching on the Hall of Fame yet is beyond me. But she gets eliminated by Bianca Belair in 10 minutes and 21 seconds with no eliminations, unfortunately. Molly was, a gimmick. It is what it is. But I like the person, Molly Holly. So, and by the way, that's not her real name, by the way. Molly Holly. I forgot what her real name was, but but Molly Holly is not really her name. So, but that's we know her for on NWE though. So, number 4 was Nikki. Excuse me. Number 4 was Nikki Cross from SmackDown. She gets eliminated by Bianca Belair in 15 minutes and 8 seconds with the assist of Alexa Bliss. Because just what happened. Bianca Belair had Alexa Bliss on her shoulders. She spins with Alexa Bliss legs, kicking Nikki Cross off with the assist, basically with Bianca Belair controlling Alexa Bliss, which is led to Nikki Cross being eliminated from the Rumble. Alexa Bliss feel bad about that and everything. And so yeah, Nikki Cross was in it for 15 minutes and 8 seconds with no eliminations. She at one point took off her shirt and showed her her wrestling top that she wear. I think she's gonna show more of that. I don't know if she is or not, but I really don't care. But unless I watch a pay-per-view to see if she does continue to do that. But other than that, but she did that on there. So there you go. Number 5 was Lana from Raw. She came out and cut a promo. I didn't care because all I care about is what I saw while she was cutting that promo. Was a sign in the front row there that a fan had, a sign that said, "Lana cheats more than the Houston Asteroids." That was a sign of the night there. I loved it. Funny. She gets eliminated by Liv Morgan in 2 minutes and 29 seconds with no eliminations. I'll get to Liv Morgan later. Because we get number 6, Mercedes Martinez from NXT. Wow. I was not expecting Mercedes Martinez to be in the Rumble, but she is. She ends up being in it. Crowds did give her some reaction. Not like a huge reaction. I'm not saying it was like an AJ Styles reaction from 2016, or like an Edge reaction, which I'll get to that reaction later on with Edge. But see Mercedes Martinez, there was some reaction for Mercedes Martinez. I thought she performed very well in the Women's Rumble. No eliminations, unfortunately. Number 7 was she eliminates Lana. Yeah, I mentioned Lana being eliminated by Liv Morgan. What I meant to say was Liv Morgan get eliminated by Lana, even though she was already eliminated from the Rumble, but she gets eliminated anyways. In 44 minutes with 1 elimination on her belt, which one of them was Lana. Liv Morgan's outfit. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention too. Lana's outfit was basically inspired of Captain Marvel. Hey, great, good for you. I love Captain Marvel, but Lana is anything but a Captain Marvel, and let alone Lana is anything but the best, the greatest superstar of all time that she sat at the weight segment, whatever garbage. But Liv Morgan, basically a story here between Lana and Liv Morgan, a story that I wish that the Liv Morgan wasn't involved with, because it should just be between Lana, Bobby Lashley, and Rusev. But unfortunately, Lana was dragged into it because the hell with her character that they was trying to push on TV on Raw. And I did see the segments on YouTube about her, what was her character supposed to be and everything. They dropped it, but hey, I love her outfit though that she wear. I thought it was pretty cool. The black leather bodysuit that she was wearing, I thought that was pretty cool. But she gets eliminated by Lana, who's already eliminated from the Rumble, and they start fighting out there. And like, I don't care, I'm skipping it. I literally skipped that part because I don't care. Just move away from that because I don't care about that. Unfortunately, because Lana, I care about Liv Morgan, about what they do with her. Lana, I don't care what they do with Lana. They could have her get run over by a train, and then she could tweet out on guys and blah blah blah. And I still wouldn't care. Number 8, Mandy Rose. Her outfit. Oh my God. How WWE allow her to wear that outfit? I have no idea, but I'm glad they did. But Mandy Rose, There was a moment where Mandy Rose in the Rumble, she gets eliminated by Alexa Bliss. So we thought about Mandy Rose from SmackDown, and she gets, we all thought she got eliminated, but no, she actually when she fell off the ring by Alexa Bliss. Also, we see from the other side of the ring, Otis was there, making sure that Mandy Rose didn't get eliminated from the Rumble, and she also came back into the Rumble because of that, and the crowd loved it. And I loved it too. Hey, WWE's finally capitalizing on a story here between Mandy Rose and Otis. That's been going on. That's it has nothing to do with WWE's programming or with NXT's programming as well, to say the least. Because some of you may not know, there's the whole thing where Mandy Rose and Otis has been doing on Instagram. Doesn't matter if it's like photos or stories or videos, whatever that they do on Instagram. And with fans sharing it too, by the way, with their own profiles and everything, where there's something going on between with Otis and Mandy Rose, and it's impossible because Mandy Rose is dating someone else. She's in a relationship with another guy, not with Otis. But some people were speculating that there may be an item, they're a couple, which they're not. But finally, WWE is finally capitalizing on that. Why it took them this long to finally do it, I have no idea. Because you have anything else to do with Mandy Rose and Otis. But Resty pertains to Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, Fire and Desire. I don't know. Maybe he had to go after the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, or do a lesbian angle with them instead of teasing the whole thing with Liv Morgan and Lana. And as far as Otis and Tucker, Heavy Machinery, going to the same tag teams like anyways, so and then let's continue on. I hear about Mandy Rose and Otis is going to do a Valentine's Day date. Now here's the thing: is Valentine's on a Friday? Let me just double check this. I'm gonna check the calendar. All right. Yeah, it is. Valentine's Day is on a Friday. WWE SmackDown. I do care about Mandy Rose and Otis storyline, and I've been watching clips on YouTube because finally they capitalizing on it, and but obviously they're late to the dance for it, but still they capitalize on it now. I can't wait to see that segment. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm not watching the entire show. I'm gonna wait until SmackDown's over so that I can watch it later on. When I download it, and then and just to see the segment with Otis and Mandy Rose to do the whole Valentine's Day date. So yeah, that's gonna be in obviously we have to wait until the 14th of February to so but I want to see that segment and see how they do it. One thing we're making Otis, it should be on the level of China, and if you remember that whole thing. But I doubt it's going to be like that because I doubt it's going to be like someone try to hit on Mandy Rose and say and call her the B word, that, and then she starts fighting them, and then Otis comes to her aid, and I doubt someone like like a Tucker or maybe a Sonya Deville is going to like a butler or whatever, to drive them everywhere and everything, whatever, in a limo or Uber. But anyways, but Mandy Rose eventually did get eliminated by Bianca Belair, in 8 minutes and 49 seconds with 1 elimination on her belt. I'll get to more about the elimination later, and and there's more to it with just Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. I'll get to that later. Because number 9 was Candice LeRae from NXT. She gets eliminated by Bianca Belair in 9 minutes and 1 second with 0 eliminations. And here we go. Number 10, Sonya Deville from SmackDown gets eliminated by Becca Belair in 5 minutes and 31 seconds with 1 elimination on her belt. Now, here's the thing. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville did a segment backstage, being interviewed with, I think, with Caleb Braxton, if I'm not mistaken. It could be someone else, but who knows? So they basically talk about them being in the Women's Rumble, and when they get to the Rumble together, they're gonna work together. And if it comes down between the two, Sonya Deville will gladly eliminate herself, so our best friend could win the Rumble to go to WrestleMania to get a title shot. So there's a story there. And what does WWE do with pertains to capitalize on the story here in the Women's Rumble? Nothing. I mean, they work together, but other than where pertains to Mandy Rose teasing to eliminate Sonya Deville, or maybe Sonya Deville teasing to eliminate Mandy Rose to do a little deception, do a little deception of the two. Nope, none of that. Hell, they didn't even last long. They didn't even last to the end. So here's what happened though too. Mandy Rose was on the verge of being eliminated again by Bianca Belair, but Otis catches her, and then Bianca Belair eliminates Sonya Deville. By tossing Sonya Deville on top of Mandy Rose, while Tucker is holding on to Mandy Rose. And I guess the weight was too much for Tucker that he collapsed. So, that being said, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville got eliminated because Tucker couldn't hold both of them at the same time. So he basically took a bump. So basically, Fire and Desire were out of the Rumble. And yeah, there you go. So much fun in that storyline, by the way, when it comes to Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, on that whole thing. And I say to myself, why even do that segment? Why even have them give them the interview? You couldn't give it to someone else to do that interview. You had to do with Fire and Desire, and not only you did it with them, but you didn't even want to capitalize on that opportunity. Of what I just said. No, you could have given it to someone else. Yeah, I would have taken Charlotte Flair, to be interviewed. I mean, it would annoy me, but yeah, I would have taken her doing that interview instead of Fire and Desire, where WWE didn't capitalize on their storyline on the storylines in the ring. Whatever. I mean, Larry Sane from Raw, one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, have Warriors. Alexa Bliss and 5 minutes and 22 seconds with no eliminations. Number 12, Mia Yim from NXT, eliminated by Bliss in 6 minutes and 30 seconds with no eliminations. Number 13, Dana Brooke from SmackDown, eliminated by Bianca Belair in 5 minutes and 26 seconds, and no one cared. Tamina, number 14. No one definitely cared about. She came from SmackDown. She is eliminated by Bianca Belair in 39 seconds. Just how they value Tamina. Number 15, Dakota Kai from NXT. Wow. Eliminated by Chelsea Green in 1 minute and 32 seconds with no eliminations. I'll get back to Dakota Kai later. Because number 16 was Chelsea Green from NXT. After she eliminated Dakota Kai, Alexa Bliss eliminates her in 12 seconds afterwards. Wow, what a way to spot that was. Chelsea Green had one elimination on her belt. And that was to Dakota Kai. But up to this point, I was having fun watching the Rumble. Bianca Belair was in the middle of the ring by herself. And at this point, Alexa Bliss was already gone. Number 17, the fun was over because Charlotte Flair from Raw came out. That's a 20 minutes. But out there, I'm like, I was having doubts of my pick who's gonna be part of the Rumble later on. We'll get to her later. Oh my god, I did not feel the same after that. I feel like my excitement again was just leaked out of me because Charlotte Flair came out there because we all know what she is. We all know how entitled she is. We all know how she's a spoiled brat. She wants to get what she wants to get everything handed to her, because they promised her and all this and all that. So annoying, and it makes me want to hate Charlotte Flair. It makes me want to hate her so much that she's taking away shining away from everyone else, especially to Bianca Belair. Now I wasn't expecting Bianca Belair to win either. I mean, I wasn't expecting Bianca Belair. I wasn't expecting Bianca Belair. Let me try this again. I wasn't expecting Bianca Belair to win, unlike someone else I thought that she was going to win. I expected her to win, but I wasn't expecting Bianca Belair to win. But at least I expected the WWE to book her strong, and they did until she got eliminated by Charlotte Flair. But as far as someone else who I wanted to win the Rumble, who I expected to win the Rumble, unfortunately didn't win the Rumble. I'll get to her later. But I saw Charlotte Flair there, and when she won the Rumble, I'll get to my feelings about that afterwards too. But wow, they had an opportunity to make a new star in the Women's Rumble. Not only they failed to do it, but I thought this Rumble match itself was a letdown because of it. It was more than just Charlotte Flair beating the Rumble and her winning. It was something else that also got on my nerves too. I'll get to that later too. But number 18, Naomi returned. Now they said she's on Raw. Last I saw, she ended up on SmackDown. I guess during that time they thought to themselves, let's have her on Raw, and then afterwards they're like, oh crap, we forgot the Usos on SmackDown. So let's pretend this whole thing never happened with her being on Raw, and we'll have her be on SmackDown. So technically she's a SmackDown star, Naomi. But yeah, Naomi, she's back. She's good. I'm glad she's back. Where all personal demons she was dealing with, personal issues that she was dealing. Hope that was taken care of, and now she's back to get back on track. And the crowd they react to her as they should. Naomi did a spot where she got eliminated by someone that tossed her out of the ring. Either it was Charlotte Flair. I'm pretty sure it was Charlotte Flair who tried to eliminate her, but it didn't matter because Naomi, she lands on when she got when she went over the top and then she got pushed off of the apron. She did the John Morrison spot back in 2011, where she held on to the barricade, Spider-Man like. She gets on the apron on the barricade. She walked across it. She gets on the broadcast table, the other broadcast table, the other broadcast table, trying to figure out how to get back into the Rumble. I see myself, wait a minute, why can't you just jump onto the steel steps to get back into the ring? She could have done that, but she didn't do it. But I thought to myself, oh my god, you could have just done that a long time ago. But what she did instead, she got the piece of the cover of the broadcast table, place it on the steel steps, and I said to myself, but you can make it. You could easily jump on there. She's very athletic. She could jump. She could jump that. She could jump far enough to get to it. But instead, she wanted to be creative, and sure enough, she walked. And I kept the lead on the weight. I can't be the cover of the broadcast will carry her weight. Because Naomi I'm not trying to say that Naomi is obese, but she's not. The only thing that's obese is her rear view. Just saying. Anyways, but she made it. Only to get eliminated by Shayna Baszler later on. Oh wow! Well, an effort that she lasted 22 minutes and 1 second in the Rumble, no eliminations by the way. All of that, wasting her time out there. Finally gets back in there, and about minutes later, already gone from the Rumble by Shayna Baszler. Anyways, moving on. But yeah, good performance there by Naomi, and welcome back, Naomi. Number 19, Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon from NXT, eliminated by Shayna Baszler in 22 minutes and 5 seconds with 1 elimination on her belt. Now, Beth Phoenix. Unfortunately, with Beth Phoenix in the match, I don't know how it happened, but it happened with Bianca Belair. And I haven't looked back yet to see how it happened either way. But I heard it was reports from what happened with Beth Phoenix and Bianca Belair when she was doing the Rumble. Beth Phoenix, her head busted open from the back, and it was very telling because you saw blood covering most of her blonde hair from the back. It looked pretty bad. So we had referees had at one point having the towels and everything. I thought they was doing it for Charlotte Flair because that's the Charlotte Flair with blood on her somewhere from the middle of her face. I was annoyed by that one. I was like, really, like. And then I come to the realizations that it wasn't from Charlotte Flair. It was from Beth Phoenix. And I'm so, oh, okay, Beth Phoenix is bleeding. So what? I'm like, oh my god, like it looks pretty bad. Like, what the hell happened? How did that happen? What caused it? Bianca Belair did apologize though when Beth Phoenix got backstage. Because Bianca Belair was waiting for her Edgar position. But there was no hard feelings there. It is what it is. But what annoyed me about this whole thing, they knew that the Beth Phoenix was bleeding badly. But they still have it in the ring for that long. Meanwhile, Charlotte Flair took a ring post spot later on and ended up being out of the ring so that she can rest. Meanwhile, Beth Phoenix is in the ring bleeding in the match. She gets to stay in there to do her thing, to continue working. While Charlotte Flair had to be out there, outside of the ring resting because she didn't get eliminated. By the way, she gets to rest, but Beth Phoenix gets to continue on the wrestling while she's still having bleeding. Which is a company that cares about the image so much about we can't have blood. Are you freaking kidding me? But thank God Beth Phoenix is okay though. Beth Phoenix, I think I heard she got staples or stitches, whatever. It was taken care of though. But wow, it was so annoying that with the special treatment that they're giving to Charlotte Flair, and not even thinking about the well-being of Beth Phoenix. We'll get to more about that later on, why they decided to still keep her there in the ring. So, 22 UK reports saying Sasha Banks would be number 21, but unfortunately she wasn't cleared to compete. So they same time it was also her birthday on that day. And by the way, another thing too, celebrate Sasha Banks celebrate her birthday while knowing also that Kobe Bryant and the 8 passengers died on her birthday. It's something you don't want to even think about either. So, but imagine how she felt hearing about that news on her birthday, especially when her uncle Snoop Dogg, who's friends of the Bryant family, and had a close relationship with Kobe Bryant, especially when Snoop Dogg always being in his games when returns to the LA Lakers. but besides that, so maybe because of her birthday, maybe because she was not clear to compete, whatever. But who is replacing her? Kelly. And she's out there smiling and everything. Only she gets eliminated by Sharp Flair of all people in 2 minutes and 29 seconds with no eliminations. Good. I thought she performed decent, especially the stink face that she gave to who it was to. Two, Sarah Logan from Raw, and no one cared. But she gets eliminated by Charlotte Flair in 28 seconds. Number 23, Natalya from Raw. She gets eliminated by Beth Phoenix in 14 minutes and 43 seconds with no eliminations. There's a story there. Natalya and Beth Phoenix. Remember the first ever Women's Royal Rumble back in 2018? Beth Phoenix ends up being in the Rumble, and Natalya helps Beth Phoenix to to help out against Nia Jax, whatever. And then they start hugging, and then Natalya turns on Beth Phoenix and eliminates her from the Rumble. Same thing that they did here with this not the other way around, with Beth Phoenix turning on Natalya and eliminating her from the Rumble. Storytelling there. Unlike some other storytellers that they didn't do on this Rumble match too. Pertains to couple. But again, I'll get to more of that once I get to this one person. Number 24, Xia Li from NXT, eliminated by Shayna Baszler in 10 minutes and 49 seconds. Shayna Baszler. They feuded on NXT a couple of times, and they kept their feuds on here too. Except Shayna Baszler once again got the better of Xia Li. And Xia Li's performance here, pretty good. It was better than last year because last year, to me, ruined her spot, botched it, in the way, making her look bad. This time to me was not in the Rumble match. What she was, but she was gone, in seconds by Bianca Belair, I meant to say. And Xia Li get to do her thing here, while to me her fucking her shit. And sure enough, Xia Li got her shit in, and I thought she did pretty well. Until again, eliminated by Shayna Baszler. 25, Zelina Vega from Raw, eliminated by Shayna Baszler in 9 minutes and 31 seconds. Zelina Vega's outfit, I think it was supposed to be inspired by Melina from Mortal Kombat, except she had the mask scarf, to cover half her face. But she was wearing purple out, she was supposed to be inspired of her regular attire. But either way, so while Shayna Baszler got Zelina Vega in the Caracula clutch while she's on the apron because she was over the top, and then also Shayna Baszler gets her in the Caracula clutch. And at this point, Zelina Vega is fading, and eventually she's going to get eliminated. And then we get to number 26, Sashi Blackheart from NXT, eliminated by Shayna Baszler in 7 minutes and 57 seconds. But back to the whole thing with Shayna Baszler, Caracula clutch onto Zelina Vega. Sashi tries to capitalize onto Zelina Baszler out of the Rumble during this time while Shayna Baszler went over the top. Zelina Vega eliminated, but hold on. There was a story there. NXT when they did the women's battle royal to become more contender for they did this Rumble match because it was needed too. because it's about eliminating opponents from the Rumble. So Shane Baszler hold on, only to to get back as in Shane Baszler's mind, let these strike twice, with Otter again. This time Shane Baszler got Shotzi Blackheart on the match. And on top of that too, they had a match too before the Rumble, where Shotzi Blackheart wrestled against Shayna Baszler, only for Shayna Baszler to win, to get her come up in. And in a way, there's also a better come up in, because a better come up in was Shayna Baszler eliminated Shotzi Blackheart from the Rumble, like how Shotzi Blackheart eliminated Shayna Baszler from the Battle Royal weeks ago. Number 27, Carmella from SmackDown, eliminated by Shayna Baszler in 6 minutes and 36 seconds. Carmella's performance in the match, not bad. And I always give not one, but 2 thumbs ups for Carmella's outfit and her moonwalk. Number 28, Tegan Nox from NXT, eliminated by Shayna Baszler in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Now, here's the thing. WWE does storyline here with the NXT women's, where it pertains to Toni Storm and Shayna Baszler, Shayna Baszler and Shotzi Blackheart, Xia Li and Shayna Baszler. But they didn't want to capitalize on the storyline between Tegan Nox and who was there back in in number 15 in Dakota Kai. Because remember, there's a story there with Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox. They were best friends. They were known as Team Kick. And there's a story there, with Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai, them being best friends, being a tag team, and they was gonna be part of the War Games, but then Dakota Kai, unfortunately, they make the cut. Mia Yim did, and Tegan Nox didn't back her up, to give her another chance or whatever. And Dakota Kai took offense of that, and she took matters of her own hands. We didn't know who attacked Mia Yim at the pre-show, but then Rhea Ripley gives Dakota Kai the rub to be part of the team. And then obviously we're to take over War Games from 2019. Dakota Kai capitalized on review himself that she was the one who attacked Mia Yim, and then attacking her best friend and being her up and everything. And now they build up the storyline between Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai to face each other, to start their rivalries and everything. Which I'll get to that when I do the NXT review. Haven't done the review yet, but I did watch the show. But I'll talk more about that one once I do that review. But anyways, so they should have kept us on the story here for the Rumble, but they didn't do it. Instead, we got Dakota Kai, who didn't last long, who's already gone from the Rumble. Meanwhile, you got Tegan Nox, who's in the Rumble. Again, a few storylines that they didn't want to capitalize. A few stories that they didn't want to bother touching. I don't get it. And then we get to number 29. This pissed me off to no end. Of all people they put in the Rumble here, they put Santina Marella's sister gimmick character, Santina Marella. And nothing too, they play the music, the theme music of Billy and Chuck. You Look So Good to Me. I think that was the title of the video, of the music, of the theme music, right? You Look So Good to Me. You look so good to me. It also goes to Rico too, by the way, if anyone remembers Rico. You look so good to me. That theme song that we did for Billy and Chuck, and then end up being going to Rico. They get that one to this awful story. Character, Santina Marella. When I saw that, I left. I immediately left out of the room, and so I heard about what happened in the match. Santina Marella confronted Natalya and Beth Phoenix.
Meanwhile, Charlotte Flair was outside the ring resting. While they wanted Beth Phoenix, who was bleeding from the back of her head, to do this dumbass comedy skit that was not funny to me, anyways. I'm pretty sure people thought it was funny though. Vince, Kevin Dunn, the crowds loved it. So yeah, I guess the crowds loved it. That means it went very well, right? What a fucking waste of a fucking spot. Because Santina Maria comes out of what I heard, puts on the Cobra. Didn't want to strike Beth Phoenix on Natalya because they confronted him. So Santina struck himself, and he eliminated himself in 1 minute and 1 second. Besides Charlotte Flair winning, resting, protected, eliminating Bianca Belair, and I'll get to one person too that got eliminated by Charlotte Flair too. A couple of stories that would then capitalize in this match, and the whole scene was compete. Before the Rumble, say Sasha Banks couldn't compete, like they did with Lucifer and Lashley. I'll get that later too. But they do that. We're on our lines. When Sasha Banks coming out, when Sasha Banks come out, never came out, and because Sasha Banks garbage. Already elevating Shayna Baszler from NXT on Charlotte Flair in 4 minutes and 27 seconds with 8 eliminations on her belt. The final 4 was basically Charlotte Flair after she was finished resting, Shayna Baszler, Beth Phoenix, and Natalya. Final 4. Shayna Baszler was kicking ass in this match. She was dominating, like how Bianca Belair did. It took Bianca Belair 33 minutes to be looking strong, and they gave Shayna Baszler 4 minutes to look strong, only to bury her by having Charlotte Flair eliminate her. Shayna Baszler was originally supposed to win this Rumble, but Charlotte Flair, Miss Entitled, Miss Spoiled Brat, she had to get what she wanted because WWE promised her something. So because of Charlotte Flair's selfishness, being the John Cena of the women's division, screwed over, the women's wrestlers shine in the Rumble match here, especially to the winner, the real winner of the Rumble for 2020 should have been to Shayna Baszler. But instead, Charlotte Flair had to be the one to win. New and fresh. Sorry, Charlotte Flair to me ain't new and fresh. Also, that you got 2018 Women's Royal Rumble right, with Asuka winning. You got 2019's Women's Royal Rumble right with Becky Lynch winning with that whole situation. To gain the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble match with Charlotte Flair winning, all fucking wrong. man, and I'm thinking Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Sorry about that, folks. Her and everything. I blame him. I basically blame Corey Graves too. Not just Charlotte Flair. I blame Corey Graves too. Talking about how Charlotte Flair is not look strong or whatever, something like that. That she's not the same Charlotte Flair and everything. That she's not getting she's not she's not the queen that we known of and everything. Like the hell with that. They give her everything. The only thing that she hasn't gotten yet is the women's Money in the Bank. Stop giving Charlotte Flair these opportunities that she doesn't need, and she sure as hell did not need to win this Rumble match. There could have been other ways for her to to have Charlotte Flair do something for WrestleMania. And now of this all, you basically buried Shayna Baszler because there was supposed to be a story here with Shayna Baszler where she could have won the Rumble, where she could have picked Becky Lynch after Becky Lynch did to her at Survivor Series after Shayna Baszler beat Becky Lynch and Bayley in that women's champions of the different brands match for to get a point for Survivor Series for the brands. There was a story there with Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch where Shayna Baszler could have won. She could have chose Becky Lynch. That could have been her male ticket to get the main roster. What did they do instead? They go with Charlotte Flair instead. Just make me hate Charlotte Flair now, because I know the reports I'm hearing about her behind the scenes that she wants everything handed to her because she's a fucking Flair. There's no story of me to get invested in Charlotte Flair going to WrestleMania to get a title shot for either Becky Lynch, which we've seen so many times, and Bayley, which we've seen so many times too. And I'm hearing rumors that she could choose NXT Women's Champion not Shayna Baszler, NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. I don't want to see that unless Rhea Ripley, unless the plan, the idea is for the future of the women's division that they keep saying to Rhea Ripley back at Survivor Series. Unless the plan is for is for Rhea Ripley, to go over as Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Other than that, if it doesn't go that route, we're going to be seeing the whole thing with Asuka losing her undefeated streak at WrestleMania to Charlotte Flair again. This time, Rhea Ripley is going to be the fall victim into that. And on top of that, I don't want to see Charlotte Flair back at NXT. Why? So she could beat the entire women's roster of NXT. Next thing you're gonna call John Cena up to NXT to bear the entire roster. So yeah, the women's Rumble match, not one. Next match. It was for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, lasted 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Bayley, the SmackDown Women's Champion, defeats Lacey Evans. And moving on. Next, we get to, I'm moving on because the match was boring. The match I couldn't get into it. Because you just had a women's Royal Rumble, with the whole thing with Charlotte Flair winning either way too. Basically the women's Rumble, which took it will take a lot. It will take a lot out of you, and especially will definitely take a lot out of you, of your frustration over Charlotte Flair winning on the women's Rumble that she didn't need it. Where this match is suffering because of it. And like I said, the match was boring. They're doing a story here where Lacey Evans is because she's a former drill sergeant because she served, and where they're trying to force people down her throats. You gotta like her, you gotta love her, and everything. I say to myself, oh no, they're doing this thing with Lacey Evans like they're doing with John Cena. But the difference is, unlike John Cena, Lacey Evans did serve in the military. That's the big difference. But it's not gonna work because because with the same that they did with Cena, is because the thing that they've been doing with Cena is the same thing they're doing with Lacey Evans right now. And it hasn't worked with Cena then, and it's not case. So why do it? But there was a story here too where Bayley and Lacey Evans were pertains to Lacey Evans' daughter being at ringside and everything. I still couldn't care, but Bayley won. Nothing else to say about it. We get to a strap match for the WWE Universal Championship. That's 17 minutes and 37 seconds. I mean, that's 17 minutes and 35 seconds. Excuse me. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, who's the Universal Champion, defeats Daniel Bryan. This match I thought was good. This was a very good match. It told a story. There was no red lighting too, and neither should be, because when it pertains to a strap match, you need to see the welts and the bruises on body when it pertains to Daniel Bryan with a strap. So I thought this was the best strap match I've ever seen, in the next to Stone Cold Austin and strap match that they had years ago. So I thought this was a very good, obviously with Daniel Bryan. Obviously, fans were that Daniel Bryan could be the guy to beat the Fiend. I wanted to see Daniel Bryan to beat the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, which I thought that was interesting. But there was a lot of cool spots in the match too, where it seems to using the strap as a weapon, into the ring post, to the barricade, using it as a submission move. A lot of good elevated moves here in the strap match between the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Daniel Bryan, and especially with Daniel Bryan's new look too, no, being back, being the I love it. WWE Becky Lynch one half of the women's tag team champions, one half of the Kabuki Warriors, saying in and the match was a good too. Despite how so everything that she talked about from WWE backstage, which I didn't see, but I heard about it, and I really don't much about it that much. NXT on the pre-show, but during that time, they were calling it the NXT UK Women's Championship title, and same thing with the NXT Women's title. They was calling it NXT title. You know, basically the NXT UK and the NXT Championship, where it changed to the women's division. And I really didn't notice it until like why they were calling it like that. I didn't know about it until I heard mentioned at the backstage. And that's the case. The next belts pertains to NXT UK and NXT. But the main I thought that was ridiculous and it's confusing. And eventually, Becky Lynch went back on her word there a little bit about what she was. Cause I couldn't believe it. They actually listened. The WWE actually listened to Becky Lynch represents this whole thing because she's the man, right? You're a woman. This whole the man thing is way over her head now. So eventually WWE went back to to calling the NXT Championship back to being the NXT Women's Championship. Same thing with NXT UK. With the NXT Women's Championship. Unbelievable. Becky Lynch has to open her big mouth about something that she's making herself look like a fool. But besides that, match here, good match, outstanding match. But also it was predictable because we all knew Asuka wasn't going to win here. Sure enough, we get Asuka trying to go for the poison mist to Becky Lynch while Kairi Sane's distracting the referee. Becky Lynch kicks her, Asuka, and basically Asuka, himself basically in midair. One of them being midair basically. And good. Now Beckett could move on to something else. What would that be? Hopefully Shayna Baszler. But then again, we don't know for sure. At the same time, it should have been Shayna Baszler, representing Shayna Baszler, who should have won the Women's Rumble because she needed that win, not Charlotte Flair. If I recall, Becky Lynch put a promo, if I'm not mistaken, earlier, representing facing Asuka. So I think she did a good job on Kona promo though. If she did Kona promo, if I could swear she did. I could swear I saw her Kona promo, back backstage before her match. Basically, represents being an interview. But anyways, now we get to the 30-man Royal Rumble match for an opportunity to face the world champion at WrestleMania 36. This match lasted 1 hour and 50 seconds. It will feature guys from Raw, the men's from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, UK, some few surprises. Oh, sorry, I was reading the women's ones. My apologies. But men, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, a few surprises. So let's get to it. Obviously, number one was the WWE champion, Brock Lesnar from Raw. I'll get to later what pertains to Brock Lesnar being eliminated by Drew McIntyre in 26 minutes and 24 seconds, with Brock Lesnar having 13 eliminations, tying the record of Roman Reigns. But again, I'll get to Drew McIntyre later, but to how Brock Lesnar got eliminated. But yeah, Brock Lesnar's performance though, I thought it was a great performance for Brock Lesnar. Number two, Elias, the first jobber of the night to job to Brock Lesnar from SmackDown, eliminated in 1 minute. Elias did his thing, walk with Elias. If you catch the after show of the live reaction of Impact Wrestling on Mr. Rick and J's 21's YouTube channel, with me and Christian covering Royal Rumble, for 2020. Christian came up with something funny. Instead of WWE stands for Walk with Elias, it was Job with Elias, basically JWE. Job with Elias. So the whole Job with Elias came from Christian. Shout out to Christian from Mr. Rick and J 21 of the Asylum. So basically, that's what it was. So Elias did his thing, where it tends to insulting Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman on playing guitar and everything. Brock Lesnar had enough. He went after Elias, gets in the ring. He hits him the guitar, and now gets him out, and that was it. So Elias, jobber number one, where it tends to job with Elias. Number three, Eric Rowan came out with his cage from Raw. Basically, some kind of disgusting blanket over the cage. Eliminated by Brock Lesnar in 8 seconds. So, number two of job with Elias. Number two jobber, basically, for in job with Elias. And Eric Rowan took his cage with him, and no one cares, and I don't care. Hell, it could be the head of a sheep, or a head of Donald Trump in that cage, and I still won't care. Number four, Robert Roode from SmackDown, eliminated by Brock Lesnar in 41 seconds. Job number three of job with Elias. Number 5, aka Johnny B. Trash from SmackDown, eliminated by Brock Lesnar in 9 seconds. Trash Morrison got eliminated immediately after being hyped up, being come back to WWE after being away for what, 9 years. 9 years later, still, in WWE's eye, a jobber. Still in WWE's eyes, a guy who lost his mojo. Still a guy in that WWE doesn't care to push in the main event spot. Conan was mad. A few fans of John Morrison was mad. I'm pretty sure a lot of his colleagues were mad. Hey, he came back, and this is what, and he's back. He's back where he was before. Back to the drawing board where WWE doesn't care about John Morrison. Johnny B. Trash. I thought that was funny. It was hilarious that he got eliminated in a matter of seconds. He got jobbed out by the beast Brock Lesnar. Basically, Brock Lesnar took out the trash of Trash Morrison, aka Johnny B. Trash, out of the Rumble. So yeah, jobber number 4, basically, job with Elias. Number 6, Kofi Kingston from New Day, from SmackDown, eliminated by Brock Lesnar in 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Hey, he lasted longer than A-Sign. Number 7 was Rey Mysterio Jr. from Raw, eliminated by Brock Lesnar in 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Number 8, Big E, eliminated by Brock Lesnar from Big E from Raw, SmackDown, excuse me, eliminated by Brock Lesnar in 53 seconds. But here's the thing: Big E, Rey Mysterio Jr., and Kofi Kingston took it to Brock Lesnar. They took it to Brock Lesnar. Basically, Kofi Kingston was a trouble in paradise to Brock Lesnar. Big E with a nice big ending to Brock Lesnar. Rey Mysterio Jr. to 619 to Brock Lesnar. Only for Brock Lesnar to fight them all off, eliminate Big E, eliminate Mysterio, and eliminate Kofi Kingston. So I guess in a way you could say they didn't immediately job out to Brock Lesnar. So I'm not so with that I'm not going to include Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Rey Mysterio Jr. to as jobbers when it comes to being job with Elias. Because at least they went toe to toe with Brock Lesnar. And again, Cesaro eliminated by Brock Lesnar in 18 seconds. You could give us 2 minutes worth of the interaction of Brock Lesnar and Cesaro. Cesaro, who's a former Paul Heyman guy. Where during that time too, fans wanted to see interactions with Brock Lesnar and Cesaro. No, even if it was only for that have a tough to see any interactions of Cesaro and Brock Lesnar. and we couldn't get that. Instead, Cesaro jobs along with the rest of the jobbers to job with Elias. Number 10, Sean Benjamin from Raw. He hugs Paul Heyman, and he's having some awkward hugging with Brock Lesnar in the ring. And also he gets immediately eliminated by Brock Lesnar. Basically, Brock Lesnar betrayed Sean Benjamin in 37 seconds. So Sean Benjamin also jobs with Elias, with the rest of the jobbers. Number 11, WWE Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura from SmackDown, eliminated by Brock Lesnar in 20 seconds. Now, Nakamura, he did laying some kicks to Brock Lesnar, but only got him in a matter of seconds by Brock Lesnar. Basically, he ends up being a jobber too, unfortunately. Now, I should be getting mad at this because it's Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro, but I really can't be mad at this. I mean, I should be mad, but I'm not, because I knew this was going to happen. As soon as I heard about Brock Lesnar being number 1 entry into the Rumble match, even though he's WWE champion, I knew this was going to happen. Unfortunately, I didn't think it was going to happen to the guys like Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. I thought they'd be booked better than this. But yeah, I'm not gonna be one of these people to complain about Brock Lesnar being there and burying these talents. Let's go as this. Brock Lesnar buried them. He buried those guys that messed up against him. That even for those that even couldn't measure up to him. I'm pretty sure there were a lot of people who complain about this, and I see myself, yeah, I knew this was going to happen. Yeah, sure, I knew this was going to happen. I mean, what do you think was going to happen? Brock Lesnar was just going to sit back and let them take advantage of them. Basically let them take advantage of him. You always complain about Brock Lesnar never does anything. He never does anything. He never works. Well, he did. Even if it was for a matter of seconds for a few of them, he still work with them. There you go. Number 12, Montel Vontaries Porter, MVP. He came out there with the nice outfit of him wearing Black Panther, inspired from that was cool. Thirteen, North American champion Keith Lee from NXT. Keith Lee. And he went to point me like, motherfucker. Alexa, about to. I mean, I expected Keith Lee took it to Brock Lesnar. Get to Brock Lesnar. Number 14, Braun Strowman from SmackDown. Braun Strowman took down Brock Lesnar to a degree, and he did the. Yeah, and then we saw Keith Lee and Braun Strowman having their stare down and everything. I kind of don't care about Braun Strowman anymore, folks. I really don't care about him. Not because of Braun Strowman, just how WWE has been using him. And the whole thing with Braun Strowman, New Day dancing, didn't help at all. But Keith Lee and Braun Strowman trying to eliminate each other, only for Brock Lesnar to eliminate both of them. Number 15, Ricochet from Raw, eliminated by Drew McIntyre in 3 minutes and 9 seconds. I'll get to that later. But Ricochet, as they're going Brock Lesnar, and started down for Brock Lesnar and Ricochet, Brock Lesnar, from Raw, and then gets number 16. Basically, number 16 came out, just destroying Ricochet. And then number 16, Drew McIntyre from Raw. From first Brock Lesnar was like, cut the gloves. The gloves are off. It's serious now. Only to get a little blow by Ricochet. Basically, Ricochet got payback to Brock Lesnar for Ricochet on Raw. Basically, Ricochet returned after the Rumble by giving him the most you've ever seen talk and sell. Brock Lesnar got eliminated from the Rumble by Drew McIntyre. He loved it. But anyways, that's not my spot. That's my spot. And back, folks. I apologize. So back to Drew McIntyre, the way he did, the way it was, and the crowd's loving it. I loved it too. Oh wow, his ass off for until it came out. After the Miz. Well, I think when AJ Styles came out, that's when basically Brock Lesnar was selling way too long for Drew McIntyre. I love how it was a good storytelling there, and the way that Brock sold it too. Basically putting over Drew McIntyre. Now, obviously, with the assist of Ricochet, the whole thing helped too. But Drew McIntyre kept stirring a hole on Brock Lesnar and everything. And I like saying so, Drew McIntyre, with him limiting Brock Lesnar, he's got to win the Rumble. And sure enough, he did. Drew McIntyre win the Rumble after being in the Rumble for 34 minutes and 11 seconds with 6 eliminations on his belt. Ricochet got eliminated by Drew McIntyre. I want to get back to this. The way that McIntyre eliminated Ricochet, my God, I can't believe Ricochet is still I'm surprised he survived that fall after being eliminated by Drew McIntyre. The way that McIntyre just hoists him out of the ring, my God. Number 17, The Miz from SmackDown, eliminated by Drew McIntyre in 30 seconds with no eliminations. Number 18, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles back in the Royal Rumble match since 2016. AJ Styles from Raw, eliminated by Edge in 7 minutes and 49 seconds. Now, what happened with AJ Styles here? When Edge threw the spear to AJ Styles oversold it too much, where he has to land on his shoulder, where he thought he had a dislocated shoulder. Now, I don't know the full details of how he's doing. All I know is that he's doing fine, and hopefully he said he's not gonna miss WrestleMania, so he's gonna train his ass off to rehab it so that he won't miss WrestleMania this year. Because AJ Styles, I believe originally, AJ Styles was supposed to be built up for AJ Styles and Edge for the match at WrestleMania. But plans changed because of that. AJ Styles he got hurt hurt shoulder, a hurt shoulder, I meant to say, because he took the spear awkwardly. The way he was rotating too, when he took the spear from Edge. Styles were out the ring at one point. He has to get back into the ring because they told him that we had to take it backstage. And he's like, no, I'm not being eliminated by, I'm not leaving the Rumble while being eliminated first. So he went there and do his thing, only to get eliminated by Edge, and then they took him backstage to check him out to see what how bad what the damage was. Wasn't too bad, but hopefully AJ Styles does make it to WrestleMania. So yeah, it was unfortunate though. AJ Styles he could have went longer, but he got hurt. So hey, at least they took care of AJ Styles, unlike they took care of Beth Phoenix. Number 19, Dolph Ziggler from SmackDown, eliminated by Roman Reigns in 12 minutes and 20 seconds with no eliminations. Number 20, Carl Anderson, one half of the OC, from Raw, eliminated by Randy Orton in 9 minutes and 49 seconds. 9 minutes and 46 seconds, excuse me. All right. Number 21, the return after 9 long years of retirement, where he could never wrestle ever again. Yes, the ultimate opportunist, the rated R superstar. If I recall, either he's an 11-time or a 12-time world champion. Edge return. I loved it. The crowds loved it. Everyone was loving it. Edge loved it. You could tell by the look of his face. He loved it. He missed this. You could tell by looking at his face. The face that he let tells it all. He missed this so much, and I missed it. It was unfortunate that he had to retire due to them telling him that you can't do this anymore. And now he's back doing what he want. That was told that he can't do this anymore. He's back to doing what he loves to do. And he said, and I'm glad he's back, because 9 years wasted of his career because of a spinalosis that he had. That took away his wrestling career. A wrestling career that should never been taken away from him to begin with. And he's back in top tip shape, great shape I've ever seen him in my entire life. Of course, he's older now, but seeing Edge back, it was just unbelievable. It's a miracle. And obviously, we knew Edge was going to come back anyways after the whole thing with him spearing Elias out of nowhere from that SummerSlam pre-show, which I still find it shocking that he did that, because I like to do that anymore. I don't think I'm allowed to take any bumps anymore. And then when that came out, what Edge saying he's clear to take bumps, wasn't clear to wrestle, even though by doctors also told me that he is clear. He is clear to wrestle again. And that's when the rumors start coming out there that Edge is going to be in the Rumble. He's going to be in the Rumble. And Edge, which means yes, he's coming to Rumble. I like Edge will not. The best thing that Edge could have done is kept it quiet, or the best thing that the WWE could have done too, is by having Edge not spear Elias at SummerSlam pre-show, and kept it the best kept surprise where Edge where the reaction could have been even. And then out there was spotted at a gym at the Performance Center training for his return, and he kept denying the rumor, saying, "I'm not gonna be in the Rumble. I'm not gonna be in the Rumble." And sure enough, he was. So, hey. But hey, Either way, I'm happy to see Edge back. So Edge goes in the ring. He goes to spear Dolph Ziggler. Edge goes to spear Dolph Ziggler. And you gotta love that the WWE camera crews from the production truck, because they wanted to show the crowd's reaction. So they missed the spear of Edge, Dolph Ziggler. Morons. Fire them. Fire all of them, especially Kevin Dunn. Fire Kevin Dunn and those garbage production crews that couldn't get that right. Unbelievable. So, anyways, but we did see on WWE's YouTube channel what we should have saw when Edge speared Dolph Ziggler. Even Dolph Ziggler was upset that on Twitter. But Edge was going for a lot of spears though to Carl Anderson, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, which it did lead to AJ Styles getting injured, Drew McIntyre. So Edge was in the Rumble, only to be eliminated by Roman Reigns in 23 minutes and 3 eliminations on his belt. Number 22, King Corbin from SmackDown, eliminated by Drew McIntyre in 4 minutes and 6 seconds with 1 elimination on his belt, which I'll get to that momentarily. But King Corbin said, basically, King Corbin was being interviewed before the Rumble, where King Corbin said he's going to get back at Roman Reigns in the Rumble match, which he never did because he was gone at that point. So, and that basically means that the feud was to continue on between King Corbin and Roman Reigns, and it should have a show because Super SmackDown show, for Super Bowl weekend, with the whole thing with King Corbin being covered with dog food by Roman Reigns and the Usos. But King Corbin was being cutting a promo backstage about he's going to take care of Roman Reigns in the Rumble, which he never did because he ends up being eliminated, by Drew McIntyre in 4 minutes and 6 seconds. So he never got to see Roman Reigns in the Rumble. Like, why even give King Corbin the interview spot? You could give it to anyone else. You could have given it to Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, AJ Styles with the OC. Yeah, hell, you couldn't even get to Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens because they did a segment with them backstage too, where they're talking to each other, to team up, and also having disagreements of who's going to the Rumble. Hell, I would even take a Seth Rollins on a promo backstage because at least it would make sense for Seth Rollins to cut a promo to talk about his plans to do in the Rumble match, instead of King Corbin where he says, "Oh, I'm gonna get to Roman Reigns in the Rumble match," and he never did. Dumb. But besides that, number 23, Matt Riddle from NXT. Bro. This is Matt Riddle, by the way. So Matt Riddle from NXT, he is eliminated by King Corbin of all people. Now King Corbin eliminated Matt Riddle didn't upset me. What upset me was that he got eliminated in 41 seconds. Matt Riddle's doing his thing, bro, taking off his flip flops as he gets into the Rumble. Dominated for eliminated by King Corbin in a matter of seconds. And why did this happen? Because WWE management was punishing Matt Riddle because of Matt Riddle and Brock Lesnar's confrontation from earlier, before the show. Brock Lesnar saw Matt Riddle. Brock Lesnar walks to Matt Riddle and says to Brock Lesnar says to Matt Riddle, basically saying, you're tagging me on your tweets and everything about you want to face me, you want to retire me, WrestleMania, blah blah blah, because it's never gonna happen. You and me will never work together. That's what Brock Lesnar. That's the word I'm hearing. With their confrontation. And what does WWE do? They decided to bury him. Matt Riddle. They decided to bury Matt Riddle, in the Rumble here, by having him being eliminated in 41 seconds. This is how petty this company is. they do like, I haven't put him in there. If he's gonna last long in the Rumble, why don't even put Matt Riddle in the Rumble if he's gonna last that long in the Rumble? The best thing to do is by have him not be in the Rumble. But instead, you decide to just put him in there anyways, and then you make him, and then you just drop him out, just like that. This guy is going to be in your company in the next few years. And the best way you could showcase Matt Riddle is how good he is in the ring. And he's got a good look. He's compared to the Von Erichs. He can be a big star in WWE if you muse him right. This is not the way to muse Matt Riddle. This is not a way to showcase Matt Riddle in the Royal Rumble by having him get only 41 seconds. I'd rather have him not be in the Rumble if that was the case. So ridiculous. '24 was Luke Gallows from the OC from Raw, eliminated by Edge in 2 minutes with no eliminations. 25, Randy Orton from Raw, eliminated by Edge in 14 minutes and 37 seconds. Now, Randy Orton and Edge had a confrontation in the Rumble before later on about when Edge eliminated him. Which, by the way, they were the final 4, by the way. A Ray RKO reunion, basically. Randy Orton and Edge were working together at one point. Oh, by the way, Randy Orton with 1 elimination on his belt. And then we get to the final 4, which Edge and Randy Orton was one of them. And basically, Randy Orton tried to go for an RKO to Edge, but Edge saw that coming. Randy Orton was like, I was just kidding. Let's get back working together. And Edge was like, okay. Only to eliminate Randy Orton from the Rumble. And Edge told Randy Orton as he got eliminated, say, I've been in business for a long time. Don't play that. Don't be playing that with me. And Randy Orton was he was pissed off and everything. He's like, And Randy Orton pissed off. The way he got pissed off looked pretty funny. But yeah, that was a good moment there. Number 26, Roman Reigns from SmackDown, eliminated by Drew McIntyre in 16 minutes and 1 second with 2 eliminations on his belt. Roman Reigns was one of the final 4. Number 27, the luckiest number to get to win Rumbles. Because many guys has won with that number 27 spot before. Batista, I think it was Stone Cold. For what? The 2001 Rumble? Yokozuna, Big John Studd. I could be forgetting other people's, but that's basically my memory of it. Anyways. But yeah, Kevin Owens from Raw, eliminated by Seth Rollins and AOP. I'll get to that momentarily. In 6 minutes and 59 seconds, basically 7 minutes with no eliminations. Number 28, Aleister Black from Raw, eliminated by Seth Rollins with the assist, distraction of Buddy Murphy in 5 minutes and 6 seconds with no eliminations. Number 29, Samoa Joe from Raw, eliminated by Seth Rollins, which I'm pretty sure was some distractions from AOP. In 4 minutes and 25 seconds, when 0 eliminations. And finally, number 30, Seth Rollins, being with AOP, Akam Razor, and Buddy Murphy. Seth Rollins got eliminated by Drew McIntyre in 4 minutes and 1 second with 3 eliminations on his belt because he had help with Buddy Murphy, Akam and Razor. So Seth Rollins came out there with Akam, Razor, and Buddy Murphy. Why the referee allows this, I don't know. No disqualifications, right? But there should be rules about who's not in the Rumble should not be near ringside, like managers, valets, advocates. Well, Paul Heyman was involved too, but still. But he's not a competitor. He's just an advocate. So yeah, there should be a rule of it. But then again, this is WWE. WWE always got screw with the rules. Sorry about that, folks. Anyways, notifications. So yeah, because Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, and Samoa Joe got eliminated, because distractions and Akam and Razor, Buddy Murphy, involvements of the Rumble by helping Seth Rollins eliminate those guys. They got eliminated, so they went after the Akam, Razor, and Buddy Murphy. And then with Seth Rollins seeing they're fighting and everything as they're going to the alleyway, Seth Rollins like, hey, come back, you're supposed to help me win the Rumble. But before all that too, by the way, Seth Rollins curse stop Roman Reigns, and then once we get to the part where with the brawl happening outside the ring, that's when Seth Rollins realized he's on his own. He's getting cornered by Drew McIntyre, Edge, Randy Orton, and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is slowly getting back up, and Seth Rollins like, hey, let's work together. Remember this? The Shield, yeah, the Shield. Except for one thing, there's no Dean Ambrose. And on top of that, Seth Rollins got some nerves. By telling Roman Reigns, let's work together. Even though you curve stomped him, what makes you think that Roman Reigns was gonna oh yeah, all forgive me. Okay, nope, Superman punch. So I thought that was funny. I thought that was a good storytelling there. So Seth Rollins got his ass kicked by all of them: Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Edge, Roman Reigns. Only for McIntyre to eliminate Seth Rollins. So now the final four. So yeah, and then Edge eliminates Randy Orton, and then Edge gets eliminated by Roman Reigns. Fans hated it. Fans, enough's enough already. Stop. Enough booing Roman Reigns. It's getting old. I mean, I wasn't expecting Edge to win anyways. Besides, I want someone new first to win. Like, I don't know, Drew McIntyre. And he did. He ends up eliminating Roman Reigns. Basically, this is Drew McIntyre's way to gain back at Roman Reigns after all the jobs that Drew McIntyre had to take. Which is Roman Reigns beating him at WrestleMania, on Raw, on other pay-per-views as well. This is Drew McIntyre's, to get his get back at Roman Reigns. So anyway, it was worth it for Drew McIntyre to win the Rumble here. So yeah, and that was the Rumble. Great performance by Drew McIntyre. And miss right call there. This is to get the men's Rumble right here. The men's Royal Rumble, they did it right here. So unlike last year, in my opinion. But anyways, and yeah, so again, I'm assuming returns to the Royal Rumble, returns to Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, with the most eliminations. I gotta look back at this though. Returns to Roman Reigns from 2014. All right, here we go. 2014. Roman Reigns, where's his number? All right. Oh, wait a minute. Roman Reigns with 12 eliminations back in 2014. So, with that being said, Brock Lesnar has set a record. Brock Lesnar has 13 eliminations. He broke Roman Reigns' record of most eliminations in the WWE Royal Rumble. Props to Brock Lesnar for that. So yeah, there you go. That was a record. See, this is how we gotta look up at this is what happens. We gotta look back at these things to know. So yeah, Brock Lesnar, good. That's good for Brock Lesnar. Okay, and there you go. And that was the show. The show I thought was good to a degree. Again, there was some things that I didn't like on the show, but I thought the pay-per-view was good overall, because at least at the end of it, it was all worth it, because Drew McIntyre ends up winning the Rumble, the entire thing. And there you go. So before I get to my overall showing of the show, I gotta do this. My Royal Rumble 2020 highlights. I gotta find it first. Save. Here we go. All right, here we go. My Royal Rumble highlights. All right, so here we go. Swerve the Night, Edge, for swerving us all, with the whole rumors saying that he's not gonna be part of Rumble. Shock's moment of the night. I'm giving 2 shock moments here. Drew McIntyre eliminating Brock Lesnar, and for winning the Royal Rumble. Because we're thinking to ourselves, please don't have Roman Reigns win. If you haven't win, you're right back where we were back in 2015. But people are going to hate on Roman Reigns. So it was a shock value that Drew McIntyre won the Rumble too, not just eliminating Brock Lesnar. Promo of the night, the Street Profits. They were basically hyping up the Rumble, which I thought, the way they did was pretty cool. Even though they weren't part of the Rumble, but they're just them promoting it, with their promo type of ways. It was promo of the night. Video promo of the night though was the introduction of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, with Stone Cold Steve Austin was part of that. Moments of the night is No, actually, it's moment. I meant to say moment. Moment of the night. Let to be WWE pays respect. Tribute, condolences to the late Kobe Bryant, and to the other eight passengers too. Entrance of the night, Bianca Belair with her outfit that she wear got me Michael Jackson and Beyonce vibes. Move in the night, Brock Lesnar's German suplex to Keith Lee, by the way. That was nice. First of the night, Becky Lynch, Asuka. Performances of the night, Bianca Belair from the Women's Royal Rumble and Brock Lesnar from the Men's Royal Rumble. Show steal of the night was the Men's Royal Rumble. Brutal match of the night was the Falls Count Anywhere match, between Roman Reigns and King Corbin. And match of the night was the strap match for the WWE Universal Championship with the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. And my overall stream for the show for WWE Royal Rumble 2020, the show from January 26, 2020, I'm gonna go with a 6.5 out of 10. Good show. Didn't piss me off too much. So yes. So far, WWE's one of WWE's best previews so far for 2020. And let's see if they continue on with that one. So, about Drew McIntyre, he chose Brock Lesnar, by the way. And also, I saw what happened with Edge and Randy Orton, the whole thing on Raw. Randy Orton wanted to reunite Ray RKO, only for an RKO on Edge, and Edge sold it pretty well. And then with the chair spot to the back, the chair shot to the back, I meant to say, and then the whole concerto. That's gonna be a WrestleMania match, folks. They're gonna have Edge, be gone for I don't know how long he's gonna have him be gone, but enough time to him be gone until they start building up for WrestleMania. they got first we got to get Super Showdown at Saudi Arabia out of the way, and then we got to get to the Elimination Chamber. So I'm pretty sure he'll be back around, when they do the build for the Elimination Chamber, which is gonna be in March. So we'll see. As far as Super Showdown, fuck that show. I'm not watching it. You kidding me? I went to see what matches are on there, and maybe I'll watch those matches. But I'm not watching it on the network. I'm not watching it on uh. Anyways, we'll see how it looks though. But yeah, Brock Lesnar was chosen by Drew McIntyre, and yeah, that match is set for WrestleMania. And there you go. That being said, thank you for watching. And man, this is a long review I did for the Royal Rumble. But I'm gonna end right now. So thank you for watching. It's Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. But this was your WWE Royal Rumble 2020 review. Until next time, folks, y'all stay in peace, stay safe, stay well. I'm out, and y'all take care.